County Today is brought to you by Target Zero with the goal of eliminating traffic fatalities in Washington by 2030. Take the pledge today. Clark County Today is presented by Connell Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting connellrealestate.com.
Hey everyone, Chris Brown here with your ClarkCountyToday.com video update for Friday, March 26th. Well, did you see it? It wasn't a bird, a plane, or Superman, but it was just about all anyone was talking about last night and this morning. An ill-fated rocket engine falling slowly to Earth after a March 4th launch broke up in the sky above the Pacific Northwest, creating a remarkable light show just after 9 o'clock last night. Visible from the Puget Sound south to Salem, the debris burned through the atmosphere for nearly a half a minute. Now, scientists quickly concluded it wasn't a meteor, but the remains of a second-stage engine from a Falcon 9 rocket that took off 22 days ago, carrying Starlink satellites for SpaceX. The engine should have immediately deorbited over the ocean south of Australia, but that process failed, so it slowly fell to Earth over 3 weeks. It appears no pieces reached the ground, and aside from a loud boom heard by some people as the objects broke the sound barrier, no damage was reported. Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Butler of Southwest Washington's 3rd Congressional District held a telephone town hall last night to share what she's been doing in the other Washington and hear from constituents. She touched on immigration issues, voting reform, climate change, the Interstate Bridge Project, her vote to impeach former President Donald Trump, as well as appeals to Washington Governor Inslee to avoid new taxes during the current legislative session. The 6th-term Republican faces challenges from her own party following that impeachment vote, but did not address next year's election during the hour-long conversation. To see details of what was discussed, be sure to check out our story at ClarkCountyToday.com. Well, Southwest Washington State Rep. Vicki Kraft says she does not want the current legislative session to end without new limits to Governor Inslee's ability to use emergency powers and proclamations. The Vancouver Republican shared her thoughts in a column published this afternoon by Clark County Today. And Kraft points out that it's been more than a year since Governor Inslee first issued his stay home, stay healthy order. And she claims that for the past year, Washington's governor has basically single-handedly ruled the citizens of the state, determining, among other things, which businesses can remain open and which must be closed. Kraft agrees it makes sense to allow the governor the ability to quickly respond to an emergency for a limited time, but that state lawmakers should eventually step in. Kraft and other Republicans have authored legislation to rein in the governor's powers. You can read more about those efforts by reading Kraft's full column at ClarkCountyToday.com. Well, want to share your thoughts about any of this? We thought you might. You can do that by following us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. It's also a great way to see when stories are posted. And if you want to help us out, we don't charge a subscription fee, but you can share us with your friends and family. Simple as that. In COVID-related news, Clark County wrapped up the week adding 37 cases, but no new deaths. That marks 258 new cases for the week, an average of 37 per day. That's up slightly from 34 per day last week. Hospitalizations jumped since yesterday with 22 confirmed and 9 suspected cases, taking up nearly 5.5% of bed space. Active cases also rose to 295, up from 267 on Thursday. Well, up to 12 months of rent and electric utility assistance for low-income people in Clark County who have been negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic will be available starting next Tuesday. The 12 months can include rent or utilities already owed or up to 3 months of future rent. Now, to qualify for this assistance, a person or household must rent a home in Clark County, have an annualized income at or below 50% of the current area median income for Clark County, have experienced a negative financial impact due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and be at risk of experiencing homelessness or currently experiencing housing instability, such as being late on rent, owing rent, or having past due utilities. Proof of citizenship is not required, and landlords can also apply on behalf of their tenants. For more information on how to apply, see our full story at ClarkCountyToday.com. Well, a business that uses animals to aid humans is asking humans for a little help. Here's Paul Valencia with more on that.
Healing Winds Therapeutic Riding Center is accustomed to having its horses help humans. Well, now humans can help one special horse by way of a fundraiser. Sadie, the therapy horse, who has been at the center for 12 years, recently had emergency life-saving surgery. Nancy Elder, the founder of Healing Winds, and her daughter Brenda hope Sadie will be able to come back home in a couple of days.
But honest to God, Mom really loves her. Sadie is the very first horse that Mom ever wanted to take to surgery because colic is not something you can. It's not easily fixable. She's ridden by several people, but loved by a lot of people.
And she loves special needs kids. She's just a very special horse. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body.
Healing Winds has set up a Facebook fundraiser to help offset costs of the large medical bill. Healing Winds started in 1989. It uses animals for mental and physical therapy for humans of all ages, veterans with PTSD, abuse survivors, and children with special needs.
My kids have been riding here at Healing Winds for about 2 years, and this place has become my daughter's safe haven and her happy place. To have her have some place where she can go and be social, be with the horses, be with the amazing people here who know exactly how to work with somebody like Emily who has her special needs. My son is 15 and has no special needs, however, this has given them a way to connect.
Healing Winds has 7 horses, including Sadie, and they can all rely on Nancy.
Well, I'm not a horse whisperer, I'm a horse listener, so I know what they're saying and what they want.
To find a link to the fundraiser, see our story on ClarkCountyToday.com.
All right, thanks for that report, Paul. And finally, a sports note. Battleground High School standout Kaden Perry is receiving more national attention for his skills on the basketball courts. The senior was named to the USA Nike Hoop Summit team. The game takes the best high schoolers from America and pits them against the best high schoolers from the rest of the world. Now, sadly, however, the game will not be played this year. USA Basketball said, though, it was important to recognize the players anyway. The organization looks forward to these players being part of national teams in the future. Now, Perry has signed with Gonzaga University. And by the way, there are still plans for high school basketball in Southwest Washington this year. Practice at Battleground begins April 12th. And that is your Friday check of the stories we're following for you at ClarkCountyToday.com. You have a news tip or story suggestion, send those to news@ClarkCountyToday.com, or you can reach us through Facebook and Twitter. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with you next week.